Or, gentlemen, I want you to listen very carefully because what I'm about to share may sting, but it is the truth that most men learn the hard way. A woman does not respect the man who chases endlessly, who begs for attention, who clings to her as if she is the oxygen he breathes. No, or she respects the man who has the strength to detach completely. Detachment creates value because it transforms the way a woman sees you. When a man clings too tightly or constantly seeking reassurance, approval, or attention, he unconsciously signals that he has little else going on in his life. Or this behavior decreases his worth in her eyes because value is tied to scarcity and independence. If you are always available, always responding instantly, always chasing, or there is no sense of rarity, detachment changes this by showing that your presence is earned, not assumed, and that instantly elevates the respect she has for you. Or when you begin to detach, you create space in the relationship, and space breeds appreciation. Think of anything valuable in life. Diamonds, gold, or even time. Or the reason they are precious is because they are limited and not easily accessible. The same applies to a man's energy and attention. Or when he gives it out freely without boundaries, it loses its worth. But when he withdraws, focuses on himself, and allows his presence to be felt less often, or she naturally begins to see his attention as a privilege, that shift builds respect. Detachment also forces a woman to reflect on her own feelings. Or when you constantly pursue her, she doesn't have time to miss you or measure her emotions against your absence. Instead, or she becomes accustomed to your presence and may even start to resent it. But when you detach, she is left with silence, distance, and the opportunity to realize how much she values you. This absence creates curiosity and longing, emotions that fuel attraction and respect. By stepping back, or you give her the chance to step forward. Men who practice detachment also show self-sufficiency, which is a cornerstone of value. A man who is deeply attached to his purpose or goals and personal mission shows he has a life outside of a woman's validation. He communicates through action that he can stand tall with or without her. Or women respect this because it reflects strength and independence, qualities that women instinctively admire. Detachment, therefore, is not rejection, it is prioritization of yourself. And by choosing yourself first, you naturally raise your worth in her eyes. Or detachment creates value because it eliminates neediness, and neediness is the enemy of respect. A needy man will compromise his boundaries, abandon his self-respect, and overinvest in hopes of keeping a woman's interest. Ironically, this behavior pushes her away and reduces his value. But a detached man does not operate from need, or he operates from abundance. He doesn't chase approval because he already respects himself. That mindset is magnetic. When a woman sees a man doesn't need her validation, she feels compelled to give him the respect he deserves. Another reason detachment builds value is that it keeps you unpredictable. Or women quickly lose respect for men whose actions are entirely predictable because predictability signals lack of options. When you are always there, always saying yes, and always doing what she expects, she no longer feels the thrill of pursuit. Detachment adds mystery, and mystery adds value. When she doesn't know whether you will call, or when she wonders what you are focused on, when she feels your absence, her respect and desire for you naturally intensify. Detachment is also a form of self-discipline, and discipline is always respected. It takes strength to withhold instant gratification, to resist the urge to chase, and to control your emotions in moments of vulnerability. Or a man who can detach proves that he is not enslaved by desire but guided by wisdom. That level of control is rare, and rarity creates value. Or a woman respects the man who has mastered himself because she knows he cannot be manipulated or easily broken. Or detachment becomes the silent proof of his inner strength and worth. By detaching, you also allow natural balance to return to the relationship. Or value is created when two individuals meet as equals, not when one is constantly giving and the other is receiving without effort. When you step back, or you silently challenge her to invest as well, this restores fairness, and fairness breeds respect. Or a woman begins to admire the man who won't overextend himself and who demands reciprocity through his actions, not his words. or detachment shows that respect is not begged for, it is earned, and this realization increases your value even more. In the end, or detachment creates value because it shifts the entire dynamic of how you are perceived. Instead of being seen as someone desperate to hold on, or you become someone strong enough to walk away. Instead of being taken for granted, you become appreciated in your absence. Instead of being just another man chasing, or you become the man she respects and admires. The truth is simple: what is rare is respected, and what is always available is ignored. Detachment makes you rare, and in that rarity lies your true value. Emotional strength is one of the most attractive and respected qualities a man can possess, and detachment is the clearest demonstration of it. When a man remains calm, steady, and self-controlled instead of being driven by fear of losing a woman, it reveals his maturity. A woman instinctively respects a man who cannot be shaken by temporary silence, arguments, or emotional games. Or detachment shows that your emotions are under your command, not hers. That quiet confidence separates you from the majority of men, making you stand out as strong, dependable, and worthy of respect. Most men struggle to detach because they allow emotions to dominate their actions. They text endlessly when ignored, they beg when a woman withdraws, and they collapse when she challenges their boundaries. This reactive behavior shows weakness and insecurity, destroying attraction. On the other hand, the man who detaches communicates through silence and composure that he is not emotionally dependent on her reactions. This stability creates respect because women admire men who can stay grounded under pressure. Detachment is the strongest way to show emotional resilience without saying a word. Detachment also reflects emotional independence, which women value deeply. A man who does not seek constant validation or approval displays that his self-worth comes from within, he isn't emotionally fragile or easily manipulated by attention or affection being withheld. That independence is what makes him unshakable. When a woman realizes she cannot control a man with mood swings or silence, she learns to respect him. Emotional independence through detachment makes her feel she must bring her best self to earn his attention instead of assuming it is guaranteed. Another way detachment demonstrates emotional strength is through patience. Instead of rushing to fix every conflict or immediately react to challenges, a detached man knows when to wait. Patience is a powerful form of control because it shows you are not desperate to resolve everything instantly for fear of losing her. Women respect a man who can endure discomfort without panicking. Detachment gives her time to process, reflect, and even chase, while you remain calm and composed. That patience communicates power, and women instinctively admire the man who controls his emotions rather than emotions controlling him. Detachment also represents discipline, which is the foundation of true emotional strength. It is not easy to resist the urge to chase, to remain calm when ignored, or to walk away when disrespected. It requires discipline to stay focused on your own goals instead of drowning in emotional chaos. Women respect discipline because it reflects leadership and self-mastery. When you demonstrate detachment, you are showing her that your feelings are not wild storms but carefully directed energy. That makes her see you as the kind of man who can handle life's challenges without crumbling, which builds lasting respect. When you detach, you show strength by refusing to engage in emotional manipulation. Many women, consciously or not, test men by pulling away, criticizing, or withholding affection to see how they will react. A weak man will plead, apologize excessively, or bend over backward just to win her approval. But a strong man detaches and does not play into such games. By not reacting emotionally, you prove you cannot be controlled or broken. This calm refusal to participate in manipulative dynamics earns deep respect because it shows you operate from strength, not weakness. Detachment also demonstrates emotional clarity. When you can step back, you think clearly instead of reacting impulsively. A man who is too attached loses perspective and makes poor decisions, often sacrificing self-respect to maintain closeness. But a man who detaches can assess situations rationally, deciding whether she truly values him or not. This clarity prevents him from falling into toxic cycles and allows him to demand respect through his actions. Women respect men who make decisions from strength and logic instead of emotional chaos and detachment is the tool that allows that clarity to exist. Or another way detachment reflects emotional strength is through self-respect. To detach means you refuse to tolerate disrespect, mistreatment, or neglect. Or no matter how strong your feelings are, it shows you have enough love for yourself to walk away if necessary. That unwavering self-respect commands admiration because it is rare. Or many men tolerate anything just to keep a woman, but the man who detaches proves he values his dignity above temporary closeness. Or women cannot help but respect a man who respects himself first because it forces them to meet him at his level or risk losing him. Ultimately, or detachment shows emotional strength because it proves you are not controlled by fear. Fear of losing her, fear of being alone, or fear of rejection. These fears enslave weak men and strip them of respect. But a man who detaches completely demonstrates courage and security. He says without words, or, I choose you, but I do not need you. That kind of strength is magnetic and unforgettable. Women respect such men because they stand tall regardless of circumstances. Or in the end, detachment is not coldness, it is proof of mastery, and that mastery earns enduring respect. Balance is the foundation of every healthy relationship, or yet many men lose it by over-investing. They give too much time, too much attention, and too much energy while expecting little in return. Or this imbalance creates a dynamic where the woman feels she has all the power and the man is simply holding on. Or detachment restores that balance by reminding her that your world does not revolve around her. When you step back, the scales begin to even out, and she is forced to contribute her share. Balance created through detachment makes respect inevitable. When balance is lost, or attraction fades quickly because relationships thrive on reciprocity. A woman who receives without effort eventually takes for granted the man's devotion, or she stops respecting his presence because it feels too easily won. But when a man detaches, he disrupts that pattern and reintroduces balance. Or suddenly she must give in order to keep receiving. This shift forces her to reflect on her behavior and realize she must invest as well. By creating balance through detachment, or you teach her that respect is born from mutual effort, not one-sided giving. Detachment also restores balance by removing the weight of desperation, or desperation tips the scales heavily in the woman's favor because she knows the man will do anything to keep her. But detachment corrects that imbalance by showing her that you have options, independence, and the strength to walk away. This shift makes her value your presence more, or because balance has been restored between need and choice. Instead of you always needing her, she now realizes she also needs you. Or detachment rebalances desire so respect can grow in both directions. Another way detachment restores balance is by resetting expectations. Or when a man constantly bends over backward, he sets the expectation that his energy and sacrifices are endless. This leaves the relationship unbalanced, or with one partner always giving more. But when he detaches, he sends a silent but powerful message. His time and love are not unlimited resources. Or this recalibration forces her to adjust her expectations and step up to maintain the connection. Or balance is reestablished because she realizes his investment must be matched by her own, and this naturally deepens her respect for him. Or detachment brings balance because it equalizes emotional power. In many relationships, one person holds more emotional leverage, and it is often the woman when the man is overly attached. She can dictate the flow of affection, attention, and intimacy while he reacts anxiously to every shift. Or detachment removes her monopoly on emotional power. When you are calm, composed, and willing to step back, you reclaim your own strength, or balance returns because she knows you cannot be controlled by emotional highs or lows. That equal footing compels her to treat you with respect instead of superiority. Or detachment also restores balance by putting focus back on yourself. When a man makes a woman his entire center, the relationship tilts dangerously. Or she feels overwhelmed by the pressure of being his only source of happiness. But when you detach and redirect energy toward your goals, passions, and self-growth, or balance is restored. Now she sees you as an independent man with his own life, not a dependent partner draining her. Or this balance between love for her and love for yourself creates the healthiest dynamic, and she respects you more because you respect your own individuality. Or balance is also restored through detachment because it breaks cycles of over pursuit. When one person constantly chases and the other constantly withdraws, or the relationship becomes lopsided, the more you chase, the more she retreats, and the cycle continues until she loses all respect. Or detachment stops that cycle by halting the chase. When you no longer pursue excessively, she is forced to move towards you to maintain the connection. Or this reversal rebalances pursuit and effort, creating a healthier dynamic. By refusing to overextend, you restore equality in the relationship, and that equality nurtures respect. Detachment creates balance by removing fear from the equation. Fear of losing her often drives men to give too much, tolerate too much, and compromise too much. This fear-driven imbalance erodes respect. But when you detach, you show courage and security, proving that you will not be ruled by fear. Or without fear tipping the scales, balance is restored, and both partners meet on even ground. She respects you more because she knows you act from strength, not weakness. Or balance born from courage builds trust, admiration, and a deeper bond than fear ever could. In the end, detachment restores balance because it redefines the relationship as a partnership, not a hierarchy. When you detach, you are no longer the one endlessly giving while she endlessly receives. You reclaim your self-respect, your independence, and your value. Or this forces her to meet you at your level, creating a balance that fosters respect and admiration. Relationships built on balance thrive because both partners invest equally. Or the truth is simple: without balance, there is no respect, and without detachment, there is no balance. Detachment restores what desperation destroys: true equality and respect. Or detachment protects your purpose because it prevents you from losing yourself in a relationship. Or many men abandon their goals and dreams the moment they feel deeply attached to a woman. They start revolving their lives around her needs, her schedule, and her emotions, or forgetting their own ambitions. Over time, this loss of purpose weakens their identity and destroys respect. But when you detach, you keep your mission at the center of your life, you remind her and yourself that your purpose matters more than constant attachment, and this makes her respect you even more. Or a man's purpose is his anchor, and without it he drifts. When you attach too strongly to a woman, you risk making her your anchor, which is unstable because human emotions change constantly. Detachment ensures that your foundation remains your own vision, not her approval. By staying detached, you stay committed to the long-term goals that give your life meaning. This stability earns respect, because women admire men who remain grounded in who they are and where they are going. Purpose protected through detachment makes you unshakable in her eyes. Or detachment also protects your purpose by guarding your time. Time is the currency of life, and men who over-attach spend it recklessly, neglecting their growth. Or they invest countless hours chasing validation instead of building their future. Detachment reclaims that time and redirects it to your mission, whether it's career, fitness, or personal development, or entrepreneurship. This disciplined use of time not only strengthens your life, but also elevates your value in her eyes. Or women respect men who manage their time with focus because it shows leadership. Detachment ensures your time is spent where it truly matters. Your purpose. When you detach, you also protect your mental energy, which is essential for pursuing your purpose. Emotional chaos consumes focus, leaving little room for creativity or progress. Or men who over-invest in relationships often feel drained, anxious, and distracted, but detachment clears that fog, allowing you to channel your energy toward growth and achievement. This mental clarity not only fuels success, but also impresses her, because she sees you as a man who prioritizes his vision. Women respect men who protect their mental state, and detachment is the discipline that keeps your energy safe. Or detachment also prevents dependency from derailing your mission. When you depend too heavily on a woman for happiness, you risk making decisions that compromise your long-term goals. You may abandon opportunities, neglect responsibilities, or settle for comfort instead of ambition, or detachment protects you from this trap by keeping your identity separate from hers. It allows you to pursue success with or without her presence. Or a man who lives for his mission instead of clinging to a relationship commands admiration. Or because women respect the man who refuses to sacrifice his destiny for temporary attachment. Another way detachment protects your purpose is by strengthening resilience. Or life is full of setbacks, and men deeply attached to relationships often collapse when things go wrong romantically. They abandon their mission, or drowning in heartbreak instead of progress. But a man who practices detachment is better prepared for challenges, or he knows his purpose remains intact regardless of personal circumstances. That resilience is deeply respected because it proves you are bigger than any single relationship. Or detachment ensures that you stay committed to growth no matter who stays or leaves. And this strength makes you admirable. Or detachment also teaches balance between love and mission. A man who pours everything into a woman often loses balance, or while a man who ignores relationships entirely misses connection. Detachment creates harmony by allowing you to love fully while still prioritizing your purpose. Or you do not abandon your dreams for attachment, nor do you abandon attachment for ambition. You hold both with balance. Women respect men who know how to lead balanced lives, or because it shows maturity and strength. Detachment ensures your purpose remains at the forefront while still leaving space for healthy connection. Or protecting your purpose through detachment also builds long-term respect. In the beginning, a woman may enjoy constant attention, but over time, or she loses respect for a man who sacrifices everything for her. However, she admires the man who never strays from his mission, or because that consistency proves reliability and vision. Detachment shows that your life has direction beyond romance and that you will not be swayed from it. Or this long-term commitment to purpose becomes your greatest source of power. Women may be drawn to attachment, but they respect dedication to purpose more. In the end, or detachment protects your purpose by keeping you aligned with who you truly are, or it prevents you from dissolving into someone else's world and ensures you remain rooted in your own mission. Purpose gives a man identity, direction, and strength. And detachment safeguards the identity against emotional overdependence. Or a woman respects the man who does not lose himself for love, but instead brings his purpose into the relationship. The truth is simple. Or attachment to her can cost you your mission, but detachment ensures your mission will always secure her respect.